welcome to the channel. My name is Georgia and today I'm going to be watching season 3 episode 4 of Bridgerton. If you want access to my uncut reactions, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Last episode, Colin was really going through it. His feelings for Penelope have been awakened since they kissed, and his eyes were not taken off her throughout the whole damn ep. But unfortunately for him, it could be too little too late, because Lord Debling has taken an interest in Penelope and vice versa. He's someone who actually appreciates Penelope for who she is. He doesn't want a wife that's trying to please him. He doesn't want a wife that's pretending to be like him. He doesn't even want a wife that is like him. He just wants someone who is sure in themselves, knows what they want, knows what they like, and is honest with him. And I think if we didn't know that Penelope and Colin were going to end up together, Lord Debling is not a bad second choice, 100%. And I feel like that is the case for every season. Like, they don't have a secondary love interest who you're just like, oh, go away, you're so annoying. They're always nice, well-rounded people, and that's kind of what sucks, because like, oh damn, I feel bad for you that you're not going to end up with this person, because you're actually lovely. Like, we have Prince Friedrich, we had Edwina, and now we have Lord Debling, who are all courting our main leads but won't get a look in. The balloon scene was a personal highlight. Colin acting all macho and Penelope stood there completely dumbstruck. Was she dumbstruck because of the balloon, or was it because of Colin? I guess we'll never know. But in my headcanon fanfic, I know the answer. Eloise apologising to Penelope was lovely too. And Violet probably realising that Colin now likes Penelope was too. She's just such a great mother. She had her flaws in the first season with, you know, the whole sexual stuff. But when it comes to her children finding matches, she never tries to push them a certain way. She allows them to make their own decisions and just kind of edges them towards trying to find a love match. But at the end of the day, if they want a love match or not, they will make that decision themselves. But she's not a typical mama who is there trying to push their children to go for the highest people in society. She's basically just saying, feel the vibes and then you'll know.
Move more slowly. I must not rush as I am with child.
Oh, we do not know that for certain.
I threw up all night.
Is pregnancy sickness not associated with the morning?
How did they find out they were pregnant in the olden days? Is that a stupid question?
Bought you a plant.
Oh my god, he's done a home
Continue to enjoy
visit.
nature from your windows.
That means things are getting serious.
Thank you.
My other daughters just happened to drop by and they wish to say good day.
You are not trying to push them onto him, are you? They are married.
Is there a reason you like that window so much? Is the
Because it looks at the Bridgerton household.
Not particularly. I suppose I mostly just enjoy the view, but I have grown rather tired of it.
Oh my god, is that supposed to be symbolic of her feelings towards Colin? Shut up.
At last night's ball, when you were asking about friendship and whether
Oh, she's
it can
actually
blossom into
approaching
love,
him about
is
it.
there something you wished to discuss with me?
Was purely a speculative question. I simply want the best for Francesca.
Okay.
After their meeting at the Hawkins ball, it seems the Queen's sparkler,
The training of
Miss
that dog is
Francesca
not going
Bridgerton,
well.
may indeed be poised to become the new Marquis Samadani.
A celebration of our good standing.
And a chance, perhaps, to secure our match for Miss Francesca?
Step another pace backwards. You read me too well.
He's always supposed to be a certain amount of paces behind, remember? I miss Queen Charlotte, and I still want to know what happened to Reynolds.
Lord Samadani may not choose to call upon me.
There is a caller here.
Yes, bring him in.
Is it going to be the guy? Yeah, it's him! I don't know you, but you're cute. I like you.
Lord Samadani, welcome.
No, Hyacinth.
I'm here to call upon one of your daughters, if I may.
Eloise.
John Sterling, Earl of Kilmartin.
John. Oh, he's an earl. That's pretty good, isn't it? Are they just going to do the same? I always find it absolutely hilarious that the Bridgertons stay in the room with them. I can't think of anything more horrific and awkward.
Does not speak to him. I am in awe. How will they know each other if they do not speak?
They've already met each other on a level that no one else can comprehend.
There is another caller here, my lady.
Shit!
Lady Bridgerton, good day.
Good day, Lord Solmadani. I shall fetch you a pastry.
I do not believe we are known to each other, Lord Kilmartin. But I was just leaving. I do not wish to interfere.
They had a couple seconds of silence. Why is that so adorable? I'm rooting for him all the way. And so is she, by the looks of things. Oh, Penelope's dresses have been so upped this season. Remember the times of the ugly yellow dresses? They are no more.
Miss Featherington, are you reading about the fabled Northwest Passage?
I was. I find it
Terribly confusing. We cannot make head nor tail of it.
She's doing perfectly fine on her own. Go away.
Perhaps mine will be in the collection soon. The tragedy of a spinster whose father is now promising to marry her to one of his aged friends.
Sounds like German literature.
It's not so funny when it's non-fiction.
That balloon. And yet all the fan fluttering seems to be markedly in your direction. Perhaps you might grace us tomorrow night with your presence if you are not busy fending off admirers.
Can't we just get rid of these two characters? Every time they're on screen, I want to punch them in the face. Colin, stop socialising with them.
I think I shall accompany you. I could use a little revelry myself.
Oh, Penelope. Penelope's distracted.
You looking for someone, Miss Featherington?
In truth, I find myself drawn back time and time again to stories of love.
I'm happy to learn that you have a passion, one that brings you such joy as my research brings me. We are alike in that way.
Every time they've interacted, she's always done that. She's gone, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, thinking it's the wrong thing to say. And he's always like, I'm so pleased to hear that. Ugh, if only. I'm silently rooting for Lord Devlin more and more. I fear that he will never find someone more suited for him than her.
Are there any novels in which the man goes travelling for a very long time and his wife is happy to stay behind tending the estate?
Oh, so that's his plan.
If the wife did have her own interests in life, then perhaps they could both be very happy.
A practical match. I like the sound of that.
Again, I mentioned this last episode. He could be fitting for Eloise. That sounds like the ideal situation for Eloise. A husband that is off travelling, out of the house all the time, and she can just stay at home doing whatever the hell she likes. Turn around and find the other lady in the room. Though that could be rather strange considering he has just tried courting her best friend. But stranger things have happened in this town.
How, dare I ask, might this fictional gentleman ask for the young lady's hand?
Well, I suppose he would have to ask her mother.
Do you think she would say yes?
Oh my goodness.
I think you would have to read the book.
She doesn't have an answer yet. Ah, he looks so cute though. Look at that smile.
I'm afraid my enthusiasm is elsewhere this evening.
So you would prefer to watch?
And then he looks away. You paid here just to sit here in your feels yet again.
If the Marquis asks you to dance a second time at the Queen's ball, it is a clear declaration of interest. But if that interest is not shared, then...
There is Lord Kilmartin.
Are you interested in him?
Good day, Lord Kilmartin.
Francesca.
I hoped I might see you at the opening of Lord Fuller's collection yesterday.
No, I do not often attend society events unless I'm required to by the rules of good manners.
Oh my god, I really like him.
Enjoyable music, yes?
If I am being honest, no. Just as you think you are starting to comprehend the melody, the song is over. A song like this would be far sweeter if it were played in 3/4, so one could in fact feel the music.
If you'll excuse me.
To answer your question, no.
Very intriguing. He's quite strange, but I like it. Do they wait around all day for callers? It's quite savage.
Eloise. Cressida. Lady Cowper. I came to see that you are well. You did not seem yourself yesterday.
Oh. I do not believe I've ever had a friend call to the house before.
Truly?
It's more like a mausoleum in here.
It's very dark. There's not much room for light, is there?
Miss Bridgerton, if I may speak to my daughter, you are not to be seen with that Bridgerton girl any longer.
I did tell you my story of the Contessa, did I not?
Yes, but you did not give details.
Well, a gentleman must keep some things to himself.
These are not gentlemen you're associating with.
The necessity imposed on us to remain cavalier about the one thing in life that holds genuine meaning. Do you not find it lonely?
Can we find Colin better friends? The men I like in the ton right now are Lord Debling, which he's obviously not going to start associating with, John, and the Featherington husbands. Maybe they can become a crew. He's here again.
Miss Featherington.
Has he had the combo?
Lord Debling has requested my permission to propose.
Did you give it?
Of course I did.
Oh!
His travelling does have its advantages. I do enjoy my privacy, but...
She also wants to be loved.
Oh, do not tell me you're holding out for love.
The difference between Portia and Violet is astounding. She pushes for her children to find love. She tells them that love is not real.
Do you know what is romantic? Security. Be smart, Penelope.
You have always been one of my most sensitive children, always aware of what others need, always trying to be helpful. You so rarely put yourself first, living to please others. I imagine it can be wearying at times, painful.
He has always been portrayed as a very caring person. Like, he even went to visit Marina in season 2 after finding out that she tried to con him into marrying her. Trying to be who everyone wants you to be, putting everyone's needs before your own, is not being yourself, and he had the right to do something selfish for a change. Do something that he wants to do regardless of the consequences, because everyone messes up. If things go wrong with him and Penelope, at least he tried it, but he did what he wanted. Trying to be this rake, having threesomes with women every other day, which he's clearly not interested in. That's not who he wants to be. That's not who he is. But he's doing it because that's what the other men are doing. Those idiots that he was speaking to in the club. He tried to express there how lonely it can be, trying to act so cavalier about everything, and they just laughed in his face. He's just hanging out with the wrong people. You do you, boo, Colin. I promise it will pay off.
It is only a shame that you might miss the fruits of your labours. I hear Penelope may be getting a proposal tonight. Lady Featherington will not stop telling anyone who will listen.
That's rather quick.
Likely because of your help.
Lest us not forget how quickly you proposed to Marina Thompson, Colin. Wait, this is the episode that was at the end of part 1, wasn't it? Did they get together in part 1? It feels like we're coming to a head. She has a moving display in her hair now. These wigs know no bounds. He's not looking at her.
Miss Featherington. Lady Featherington.
Good evening.
Have you come to steal away my daughter's
Look at... Oh no, he's got the screen now. Look at Mr. Finch's face. He always looks
Lady Featherington.
happier for Penelope than anyone else in her family.
Have you come to
He
steal away my daughter's
knows.
dance?
My own marriage was not a love match, and admittedly not very passionate in the beginning. But I became very fond of her. We were happy until the day she died.
They seem very similar, but I don't know how to feel about him just yet because Lady Danby doesn't like him. And I trust her judgment above all.
If you need to keep your distance from me a while, I understand.
No, my father will have to endure it.
You are unlike many people, Eloise.
How is it you have the courage to be so different?
It is not courage. I simply cannot understand why others do not see things the way I do.
Candles going out. Is that like his time's running out?
I am rather parched from dancing with Lord Samadani. So much so that I do not feel much like talking.
Oh, is that not, in fact, our preferred form of communication? You must forgive me for rushing off abruptly last time we met. It is only that I wanted to get you this. I am not a man of many words. The words I do have, I'm afraid they're not very good. But I do believe in the power of a gesture.
What is it?
Mama, I am keen to return home early, if that is all right.
Well,
She is not drinking the lemonade.
Brimsley sounds genuinely terrified.
You're giving me a pain in my chest.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Forgive me?
In fact, I have been tender all week.
My chest has been sore non-stop.
Are they both pregnant? And then it's going to be a race for who has the baby first.
Considering how often you travel, it makes a great deal of sense to me that you seek a practical match, but do you imagine that with time, love may one day grow.
To be honest, my work has such a large portion of my heart, it may be difficult to make more space. You look especially beautiful tonight, Miss Featherington.
She likes to sit inside and read and stare out her window at the Bridgerton household. If she moved to his estate, she would not have that same view and would be terribly lonely, I think.
Or do anything that isn't entirely for
Lord
the purpose of
Dabbling is proving
preparing
himself to be less of a match. Okay, Colin
Isn't
is
it?
here. Okay.
No, I meant your brother is walking right up to Penelope and Lord Dabbling.
Do you mind if I interrupt?
He's interrupting. You could have just written on her card.
Colin, you are going to ruin things between me and Debley.
Well, perhaps that is for the best.
What do you mean?
Pen, you cannot marry him. You hardly know him.
I know him well enough.
Are they not old friends?
The oldest of friends, really. Ever since the Featheringtons moved in across the street.
Across the street.
Across the street from the Bridgerton house.
Directly.
He figured it out instantly.
Thank you for the dance, Miss Cowper.
Oh my god, is he going to reject her now?
Why is it you sit at your drawing room window so often? All week I've watched you search for someone. Now I suspect you may have been searching for him for a very different reason.
Oh no, oh god.
Speaking of Mr. Bridgerton and the feelings between the two of you.
How's he clocked on before everyone else?
We are friends. Nothing more.
But would you like it to be more?
I do not...
But why does that make such a massive difference to him when he's not even looking for a love match?
I did not ask if it was a possibility. I asked if you would like it to be. Miss Featherington, with the amount of time I will be gone, it is essential I make a match with someone whose affections are not already engaged elsewhere.
So he doesn't want to be cheated on.
Whatever it is you are searching for, I do hope you find it.
Well,
Good evening.
That's fair enough. Colin, how long do we have left? 12 minutes. Now is your time! Where's Colin? Colin, find her before she leaves, for God's sake! Okay, good. Stop and cry, Penelope. Stop and cry so he can catch up.
He had the music we heard earlier this week rearranged exactly as I imagined it.
Oh, that's so romantic!
Wait.
Oh
Penelope.
my god. Does he ever call her Penelope? I swear it's always Pen. This is... Oh my god. Okay. This is going to be a big moment. I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. And I'm scared.
Do not wish to speak with you.
Please, let me in.
I respect that he waited for her permission rather than just barging his way in there.
When I asked for your help in finding a husband, I did not realise that also meant you might try to deny me one as well.
It is my
That wasn't the original
because I care about
plan.
you. You cannot marry that man.
He rejected me because of you. Because the scene you caused led him to believe you had feelings for me. An idea so preposterous, I do not know what to do besides laugh.
Oh, Penelope, don't think like that.
Let us ride home in silence and leave me alone.
I cannot.
You are not Francesca and John. There will be no silence here.
What if I did have feelings for you?
No! Oh my god. Oh, I actually almost choked. This hits so different. We've been waiting so long for this confession and it doesn't feel real. I don't even want to watch it because I just don't know how I'm going to react. I apologise in advance.
I have spent so long trying to feel less, trying to be the kind of man society expects me to be.
Oh, that conversation with his mum made a difference.
Feelings like a total inability to stop thinking about you. About that kiss. Feelings like dreaming of you when I'm asleep and in fact preferring sleep because that is where I might find you. A feeling that is like torture.
God. The romance is in full force this episode. John writing that sheet music for Francesca and now that line from Colin. Are you freaking kidding me? How must this feel to be in Penelope's shoes? Because I'm sat here thinking this just feels so perfect. It doesn't even feel real. But in her shoes, she's been in love with this man for years, finally decided to move on and find another husband who was just about to propose to her, and all of a sudden Colin's swooping in, turning that upside down, and now saying that he loves her back. How do you stop yourself from just pinching your skin until it bruises? That change up is insane, and it happened so quickly considering the amount of time that she has loved him. I think he was playing a prank or something. The season opened with her bashing him for saying that he would never court her, and now he's confessing his love for her?
Do not say things you do not mean.
But I do mean it. It is everything I have wanted to say to you for weeks.
Weeks is nothing compared to her plight.
Forgive me. I do not know what I was thinking.
Don't take it back now. Stand your guard.
I'd very much like to be more than friends.
Oh my god! Penelope! Did it! She did it! She did it! She did it! Penelope has grown so much just this season. She is starting to voice things now. The wallflower that was there hiding behind her quill now is starting to actually communicate with people and say things confidently and meaningfully rather than just hiding. If this had happened in season 1, she would never have been able to confess. And we had to have that build up for her to be able to do that, because then she would have squandered her chances with him forevermore if she had not said anything, because he backed off thinking that she doesn't feel the same way. So that breath that she has to take to confess her feelings is more important for herself, even more than Colin getting his feelings reciprocated.
So much more.
Oh my god. I want to scream, but I'm not going to. Oh my god. Oh, they're so horny. Oh my god, not in the carriage. The drivers are sat right on top of you. Oh my god! Colin Bridgerton is a confirmed consent king though. I never expected less of him.
Colin, we're at your house.
Oh god.
What just happened?
You think anyone saw us?
I hope not, otherwise your name will be forever ruined. Oh my god! Colin! Did he just do what I think he did? I kind of love that he is, you know, trying to fix her up to make it less obvious what they just did. But the specific fingers he used,
You're coming with me?
In there?
For God's sake, Penelope Featherington, are you going to marry me or not?
What? I don't know what to say right now. I don't know what to say. Colin Bridgerton is the king of fast proposals. I don't know why, but I didn't expect part 1 to end like that. They just did everything all in 1 second. His confession, sexual act, and marriage in the final 10 minutes of the first part. I'm thankful he did propose, because God forbid anyone saw them. It would be Penelope that would be ruined and not him. And there's no point beating around the bush when they both know they like each other now. Proposal it is. Wedding next ep? Question mark. No, I think he'll find out about her being Lady Whistledown, and then they'll get married in the last episode. That's my new prediction. An amazing episode. My favourite of the season so far, I think. I loved the Colin and Penelope stuff, and Lord Devling as well. What a surprise. I didn't expect him to call off the engagement or just not propose, because they weren't actually engaged. But he went through all the motions, and then it just took Colin interrupting their dance, and that spoke 1,000 words for him. He was like, you have things to resolve. You like him. I don't understand why he is looking for someone that doesn't love someone else when he's going to be away for 3 years. Is it because he doesn't want his wife cheating on him while he's away? Because that will look negatively on him, and he just doesn't want to be cheated on anyway. That's also a factor. But considering he said he's not really bothered about a love match and he doesn't know if the possibility of love will be there, what do you expect? That proved that Penelope and Lord Devling were not a match made in heaven, because I was always like, he's a good second option for her. He proved to be less so this episode. The arrangement would not have worked for Penelope. It might work for others. Again, I think it could be ideal for Eloise. Cressida still looks like she's gagging for it, so maybe she'd be interested still. But for Penelope, it's a hard no. That's not what she wants. And I'm so happy that he clocked on to the fact that the reason she looks out the window is because she's looking at the Bridgerton household. And the fact that he realised that so early compared to everyone else in the show is so funny. Lord Devling, you have the highest IQ in Mayfair. That scene as well of the candle flickering while Colin was considering going to the ball and it going out, and then him reliving that moment with Penelope when he cut his hand in that very room, and then him running off. I feel like that was signalling like the time was running out. He had to strike now, otherwise it would never happen. And thank God he chased after that freaking carriage. It was testing my patience there for a second. That she stopped outside to cry, then got in the carriage, then he came out. The drama was intense. Featherington siblings, both pregnant, hilarious. Oh, I cannot wait to see them with their huge bellies and both trying to, you know, like eat curry or something to try and make themselves go into labour faster. I hope that Lady Featherington will be happy about Penelope's new engagement arrangement. That happened all within 2 hours. She just saw Lord Devling run off and now Penelope's going to come home and be like, so I'm engaged to someone else, hey. I'm happy that Penelope confronted her and said, do I only matter to you if I have an engagement ring? You don't care whether I'm well, you just care about what I did to ruin my chances with this man. That's something that should have been screamed at her from like season 1 episode 2. Honestly, she's been the same the whole time, and Penelope has always been treated so much lesser by her whole family, which I think is another reason why I love Mr. Finch so much. He's just so wholesome. But seeing this season how he's just always smiling at Penelope, when she made her entrance in episode 1 in her new dress, he was the only one in the family looking up, grinning at her, and then when he saw Lord Devling approach her, he had that smile on his face. He looks like he's rooting for her from the sidelines when no one else in her family is. So perfect addition, and I want him and Colin to become besties because he needs a new group of friends now. His friends have always been the worst, and when they find out that he's dating Penelope, God forbid, if they say anything bad about her, I want to see Colin knock them one. Francesca and John as well, uber cute. I'm rooting for him so much over the Marquess. I don't know if he is her book husband, but all I know is I'm rooting for them. I'm worried it's going to be like Eloise and Theo though, because I was rooting for Eloise and Theo, and then spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, I found out that he was not her husband in the books, and so I was upset, and now he's not even in the show anymore. I don't want to know if this is Francesca's husband or not. Please don't spoil it for me, but I hope he is, because I really, really like him. And I think they are so similar. Those moments where they just sit in silence, they're so funny, but it's so adorable at the same time, because you know it's what they both want. Usually silence is represented as an awkward thing, but there is such a thing as comfortable silence, and those two have mastered it. And when he said, when she said that she's so parched from dancing, she doesn't want to talk to him, and he was like, that's our preferred mode of conversation, is it not? Gag-worthy, so freaking funny. He has a good sense of humour too. But he arranged the sheet music for her. She said to her mum, she was like, for the record, I'm not interested, because she was annoyed that he went off mid-conversation. But he went off because he wanted to arrange that sheet music for her. So romantic. That's it for today, guys. That's my reaction to season 3 episode 4 of Bridgerton. If you want access to my uncut reactions, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for episode 5. Bye.
I like 'em sweet but naughty, dimples on the cheeks, I bet you taste like